Hello and welcome to the live stream. I'm Rever, and I've just been looking around a little bit. I still have time paused, and here we are. So, hopefully everything's recording well and you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can't. Hello, Xavier. How are you? Good. You're on Christmas vacation. Did you have a good Christmas? I had a pretty good one. Saw some family that came up from Florida, so that was nice. They don't always come up on Christmas. A lot of times they do. Sometimes other family. Hello, Dennis. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? All right, so I guess I might as well start time. We'll do it in slow mode like I normally do. Give a chance for a few people to get in here and say hello. And one of the things that I wanted to do, I was just looking around a little bit just to see. I think we could assign these kindergartens to be built to these two stations here. Probably could assign these guys a few more things, I think, as well. Let's just put them off to the side a bit. And I don't think there was anything else that was screaming at me for them, but in a minute we'll see about assigning them some other things like the bridge over from our steel mill to that. And then this needed to be assigned, and I was remembering what this was about. I don't know if you guys were here for the last live stream and heard me go, well, I know there was a good reason I would have built this bridge and all. I think it was kind of twofold. One, if we ever start running low on corn over here because we ramped our fabric and clothing up, maybe we'd start exporting clothing or something. Maybe start running low on corn. I think we could bring corn over just like with a single train on that line. But in the meantime, it also let us get in here and do all this construction. And then speaking of the construction, at this point, it's kind of hard to get any more than one rail car in here. And yeah, okay, so that's not done. It looks like they somehow went up here and came back, or I don't know what happened. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure how they managed to just build that little bit. But in any event, we'll get this built around here or this way. Whatever he decides is fine with me. And then I was thinking about this. I think we can get away with potentially putting a couple signals in here. Might as well do it now just so I can show you guys. And that's roads. Just regular signals. I'll just put them right there and there for now. And then once they get built this little bit, we have a crossover. So you'll see they'll be able to come in here, build this, and then I think once we're into this part, we can start assigning two trains. And the reason that we can't right now is because this signal here needs to be there, but also turn a bunch of other stuff red. Now, I don't know, we might be able to get away with not having it, but I don't think we're not quite that ready to go yet anyway. I don't think there's that much urgency towards getting the rail thing going. Does that make sense? Like, in other words, I don't think there's a huge rush to get this section of rail done because we got all of this to build anyway. So, now we might be able to start firing up some of this stuff over here, particularly, you know, I have an urge to get the gravel going, if anything. And then I did notice we have a truck here. And we have no truck that's coming to bring fuel up to this gas station, and one day we may run out of cisterns that we need to, you know, buy another cistern, but I tend to doubt it. So yeah, let's just get rid of both of those. So they're going to come to here, which is our fuel tank, and kind of getting lost. It went too far. And then come there and unload and load fuel. Hello, Red Fox and Dragons Gaming and Slenderman and Antonio. Welcome, guys. We're just on slow mode here, just getting a few of the construction guys going from last week. I was just looking around. I thought of a few other things, but I thought, well, the first thing to do is just sort of make sure everybody's busy. Now, these two I had opened up a minute ago, and I wanted to get them going on, like, this bridge. I mean, it's going to be kind of far for them to go to the road, so I think it would be better if they did anything. You know, they're a little bit closer over here. Let's Get this guy going on that side of the bridge as well. Yeah, I don't think we need another one on that little thing. So did we get everything else? I guess they can... This is a whole nother thing I was looking at. So here is our... For those of you who may not have watched, this is our... More or less all of this is here, you could say, for the chemicals. And then ultimately to make fabric... we'll need the chemicals for a couple other things like plastic, but most of this is here just for these chemicals. And we still need to get all of this in place, this piping and going all the way over, and all of our oil fields. So when I was saying I'm sort of tempted to fire up the quarry. I think that would be good. And then we could probably also fire up our wood, because we're not making our own wood, and those things could be brought out. Or lumber. This is our lumber mine. This is our wood. We need wood for the plastic, and then lumber just would be nice to have and not have to import it. So yeah. So that, I think we could get those two going, but there's not a whole lot of sense in getting the farm going too much more than it is now. I see trucks driving back and forth. What are you doing? Are you just not waiting? Covered haul. So, okay, so you're bringing stuff back. I guess at some point you should stop going back and forth for no reason. Right? Yeah, they're just sort of driving back and forth because we're not using any. That's a bit of a bummer. Now, do we have... Yeah, we do have a cistern. He's just supposed to be off getting fuel. Yep, good. Yeah, so that's most... Oh, we could use this conveyor being built. We'll get these guys to do the conveyor. Ooh, we might as well get them to do both of those. Alright, and that... Assuming everybody has power... Yeah, power there. Does this have power? Yeah, I don't want this to be purchasing. Yeah, so we'll get another cistern. Yeah, see, the problem when I leave these sit like this and trying to use them as a depot is that I'd have to build another road around there. It'd be kind of nice if... Could you use another gas station for that? I never really tried. Oops, yeah, let's get rid of that. And then I left this open so I could do this. And then I'm kind of curious, did I put that other truck on wait? I forget. And then we should think about where trains are going, because I think we need to build another one of those. Alright, so that guy's now on wait. Yeah, I think because we're going to have a fabric train that's going to go back and forth between here and here. And he wouldn't be able to get back into here if he decided to go to here for fuel. And we probably could talk about a bridge across here possibly, but really at this point... Yeah, see, we're going to bring fabric into there. I guess I decided not to build that. Put that in. So how's everybody doing today? Anything exciting happening in your neck of the woods? Can't say there's too much here. So maybe we can come off of here would be a pretty direct run, right? If we get this in here and... before they actually decide to... this one. It's usually better to go this way. Control. Is that pretty straight? It's green. So hopefully we can get the tracks in and out. Yes. At least that one. Good. There you go. Alright, so we'll commit to those tracks. There we go. So now we need... this is done, so we can All right. So let's go get these guys working on that, I guess. Keep them busy. I think the other ones were actually busy. We'll go check them in a minute, the other constructions. And then when we get around 15 minutes in, we'll declare everybody else late. We'll declare you guys on time and everybody else is late. And then we'll start double fast forward. Alright, so the other, just so you know, besides checking more constructions, making sure everything's happening, is we need to get electricity, which shouldn't be too big a deal. I don't think we... Oh no, you know what? We planned on the electricity. I think everybody's going to be covered between this one and this one. We might need another one down here. We'll see. And then we need to get people up here. So let me know if you have a thought. My two thoughts were to put a train station like right here and just have it come across and then around the back and then either use trams or train sets. Because, I mean, we could try to come to right here, but the problem is this guy would be blocked. Right? These are all like forklift paths of one sort or another. And see what I mean? Like we couldn't get them. I mean, we could possibly build a bridge, but I think that's a bit much. Can we build a bridge over this thing, I wonder? I mean, we could build a whole, you know, like road bridge up here to get things, or, you know, just put like one station somewhere down in this region. Or we could just kind of come around here. Doesn't look too bad. I was looking at coming around this way. Like we could put a station up here, but we're kind of have to get past all this junk. But then it's kind of a pretty steep hill here we'd have to level. Or do we just do it with buses? I mean, that would be kind of a lot of people in my opinion. We could do trolleys, obviously, whatever you guys think. Hey, we could even do the now famous... I'm really tempted to try the cable cars, just for the sake of cable cars. I was looking, and of course, like nothing ever lines up exactly like you'd want it to, but yeah, we might be able to level it up right here. I think we could get that guy in if it was level, and then just have like another one, you know, could fit in here. But the problem is I'm not sure if we'd get enough people. Yeah, it would be cool if you could put it like maybe here. Right? Would it go over that? You know what I mean? Well, no. See, then we'd be in the middle. We couldn't get into anybody. And then we still have the problem with this one, right? Not unless we had, like, you know, not unless we had two of them, which we could do. We could put, like... Yeah, that would be kind of far for that guy to walk. If they can go over the thing, I could destroy some of that road. Oh, look, we could get it in right here, maybe. I'm not sure exactly how they work 100%. We need the road to be able to go out. Yeah, I might have to demolish that road, but we could try the cable things over here. Let me know what you think. So that's something else we need to do, is get a plan for, you know, workers. I'd also like to build a road, I think, from this road over to here, which will get us just in here a little bit faster with the fire trucks and maybe with the construction vehicles. So let's check some more. Yeah, poor Sweden. You guys have... I mean, I live in America, where we've always had a certain amount of crap going on, but it seems like when I was growing up, Sweden was like... I don't want to say the best country in the world, but it certainly was in the top 10, you know, for being just a peaceful, nice place. It sounded to me like, anyway. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not European even, but that was always my impression of Sweden. But yeah, a lot of junk going on these days. Just read up on your guys' chats for a second. Dragon's Game, and that sounds like a lot. Yeah, that's why... I forget who I was talking to not too long ago about the mod packs in Minecraft. And... yeah, trying to get so many mods working that don't conflict with each other for Minecraft in the day was a problem. And I imagine it's the same thing with Transport Fever. Well, good luck with that. I hope it works out. Okay, so as always, we have conflicting votes. Now we could do the cableways up to here, right? I'm even thinking that might be better because I could probably put. You know, now here's a question: do the cableways go over buildings? Do you guys happen to know that? Not that I won't figure it out for myself real quickly, but kind of hate to do too much and then figure out that it's not going to work. But you know, if they'll go over all these things, that would be really cool. But you know, like hopefully they'll go right over this type thing. But this is just, if you look at, I don't know if you guys can see it too well in the YouTube video, but we're just in a valley here, right? Like to me, like this is up on a hill a bit. It just seems like the kind of perfect place to put a cableway. Like this over here, yeah, I mean that certainly works, but like to me that's even picturesque in a sense. So yeah, let me know. I'll keep counting your votes if anybody. So far we have Rail. I guess is that 2 votes for Rail. Dragons Gaming. Are you voting for Rail? And so you're saying just go like all the way around with it, yeah, and then even have 2 stations. I wonder if we could get. It'd be tough to get a track around, but we could do something. It could be like a U-shaped track, right? Doesn't even have to be. Or are you saying just go up to one side? I was thinking we could have maybe a bridge to get over around this somehow. Yeah, this might not have been the best place to build that. We could possibly put a bridge this way. I'm not too worried about the traffic on this road and the rail crossing it. This is getting to be a bit much just for... Alright, so we are 15 minutes in, and that means everybody else who's not here at this moment is late. Which is okay, too. They're just going to have to deal with more progress being made. So did we get oil up to here? Fuel? No. Hopefully that's not a problem. So this guy is auto-searching and finding many, many things. And then this one is also auto-searching everything. So we just don't... It might not be the most efficient, but we won't have to worry about it too much. And he seems to be mostly doing roads, but you know, he is, you know, get in here and do those things. We don't have to worry about that. So I guess the first thing we should probably work on is finishing this area up as far as getting people. And why don't we take a look at, for a couple of reasons. I don't know how well the gondolas move people, but if I could drop people in, you know, could we do, you know, like a gondola station here? Maybe I can see if of course we're not going to have whatever we need to, yeah, you need a free bulldozer. I knew you would say that. Let's see, do we have a free excavator? No. Of course not. Because they're building all these roads is the reason why. Yeah. What are you doing, buddy? You seem to kind of be driving around in circles over here. Yeah, well, I guess we could put it up on this hill, but I don't know if you guys probably can't see that too well, but you know, I was thinking of taking that hill down a little bit and just putting it right here kind of on the lower level so that it's a little bit closer as opposed to putting it all the way over here, just to make sure that the people from here could get to there. And then yeah, we could have this one. So I would say, who needs the most people? What does a fabric factory need? Like 50? 100 per day. So that's 200 would go to here. Lumber and all is yeah, the sawmill is only like 20, and this is woodcutter is 30. Now that's not per day, per shift, but and then this is only like 15 on the gravel or something really low. 25, I forget. Gravel. 15. Yeah, so like we could do like a station over from here. You guys want to try that? At least see how it goes for this side, and then because this will be the first time I've even ever placed one of these. Yeah, we're just going to do it for people. Yeah, so that's sort of not exactly the shape I would want it to have. Alright, so I guess what we should do is keep it like over this way a little bit to make sure I can get a path. And we don't even really need a road, right? Or do we? And then I'm assuming we would have like a small station. I'm assuming we can't get over buildings for the moment. Or we'll see what happens, but I'm going to assume for the moment that if we can't, we're going to have to come right up here, which is good because in theory, I would hope we should be able to get over this. And then do we actually... Can we level up here? Yeah, good. Just a little bit anyway. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of far. I'd really want it like over this way. Like, let's just take a look at our measuring tool. Electric substation. Yeah, this is 225 from here. Yeah, they're going to have a hard time walking that far. By the way, we already have a bus station here, so if this doesn't work out that well... And wonder if we could do the combination. That would be interesting. I'm assuming it would have to face this way. Yeah, it's... Hello, Sisyph Purplic and Off the Rails. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. We are going to try to maybe plop down a cableway, though I'm not really sure that it's going to do anything but bring a few people up to this. Yeah, which really means we should probably just do it with our bus that we have there, and maybe we... Can we get this guy in here? No, of course not. Because we have those pipes coming in. Yeah, but we could probably get it to like here, right? The road's already attached. It's becoming a little less dramatic if it's not going up that hill. But I don't think I have any... I guess we could come back here again. Yeah, you know what? If we got rid of a little bit of our electricity, would this be better for getting it to both of those places? Yeah, it's actually more right in the middle. Right, if I hold my measuring tool over here, like it's 200 from there, and 180 from here, so like I'm sure I could, let's do that. Let's just see if, now will we be able to get out of there? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Right, this would have to go this way. Yeah, so let's demolish some electric. And then we'll just have to redo that. Yeah, we'll see if it breaks the game. Maybe what we'll do is before we fire them up, maybe I'll just make a save just to be on the safe side. Let me level this up. Right, I mean, I'm definitely willing to take my chances a little bit. Alright, so now, like, we can't just lay cable from here too low. Okay. Light cableway pole. Okay, what is this? Is that... What is that thing sticking out of it? Is that like to reflect that it would attach? Like too low. Yeah, let's do something. Can we do this? Let's just take out a little bit of that. course, right where you want it to take it out. Yeah, like, why would I need this versus this? Okay, so is there a reason for doing the light cable versus the heavy cable? Ah. And is that indicating that it would attach to that one, I'm assuming, right? Some other infrastructure's in the way. Okay, so it's too low when it actually hits the ground? Well, that's kind of... Dennis had said something about that last night, and... Alright, so the cable goes away at that point, so... Alright, at some point, I guess we should go across the... Alright. Yeah, this is going to be... Okay. Okay, so this one would be a little easier to fit in there. Now, can we mix and match those? Of course. Why is it... You would think they'd be a little less forgiving about the sloping thing there. That's going to make this... I mean, I'm not destroying all those buildings so that this works. You know what? Did I... I don't know. It seems like... Seems like we might have to go out this way, huh? Yeah, no, we're not. It's not going to let us do that either. Oh wait, is this angle too sharp? Well, I have a solution for angle too sharp, maybe. Okay. I really don't want it going that way. Yeah, we'll bring it back here. Let's see if we can't demolish this thing again. Now, do we have to stay with the heavy ones, I'm wondering, too? Like, some other infrastructure is in the way. So I'm assuming you have to be meaning the... Oh, let's do... No, see, we're going right over that. Can't build due to infrastructure. Oh. Angle too sharp. Okay, so you must mean the angle of this is too sharp. Still. Or is it because it's too much slope? Because it looked like it was kind of pointing right at the other one. Huh. Yeah, it's really, you know, kind of defeats half the purpose when you can't get past anything, right? Does that sound like a fair enough complaint? Right? Like, in other words, if you can't zoom over buildings and stuff, then it's sort of... Oh, did we see it? I just saw that go green. Yeah, I mean, I could destroy this road and probably get it in like here, right? Maybe. But that's going to be... Yeah, I think let's try that. Let's level while we got the road out of the way, hopefully. Angle too sharp. So what, this angle is too sharp? Can't build due to infrastructure. I guess, do they mean because it's going in the road? There's nothing in between us. Yeah, so what... Oh. So these things really have to be kind of straight, don't they? Right? Like there's no way I want to do this, or is it just... I'm already destroying infrastructure that we've built to get this thing going. Some other infrastructure's in the way. Alright, we're going to go up in the air. Okay, is that... Can't build due to infrastructure. Okay. Well, this is a little less impressive than I was hoping for as a solution to an actual real-life problem. Yeah, we could probably build one there if we destroyed more of the stuff we've already built. Oh, sorry, guys. Good. You just the good thing about me being muted there, you didn't have to hear my rant about the uselessness of the cable cars. Like, if you can't bring them in awkward situations, what's the point in them? You know, it's like I was hoping they were the kind of thing that could fly over buildings and such, and it seems to be that they can't. Like, get rid of this road. Oh, and then it crashes my game. Okay, guys, am I back? Did we miss too many beats? Yeah, I don't know what happened exactly, other than I was deleting things, and the game crashed, and then I hit the wrong button. So I'm going to try this again. Hopefully the game doesn't crash again. Alright, we're going to get rid of all of our things, just because it doesn't seem like it's going to work in this situation. We already have our buses in place, and the good news is while I was muted, you guys didn't have to hear. This was the one I demolished, and it... Oh, yeah, let's just do it on... So I had done and then redid this stuff. Alright, does it crash and burn? No. Okay, good. Alright, we're back to normal. Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying. I mean, that's we don't ever have cable cars here in America unless they're... I mean, I'm sure there are some, now that I say that, but there's, for the most part, cable cars are a thing for ski resorts. I don't know that I've ever really seen one that wasn't at a ski resort personally, but I'm sure there's other places that they have them. You know, they're... So we're going to go back to our busing slash whatever plan we were having before. Which is to say, put this, and I think I'll just, since we destroyed this road in an experiment, I'll just purchase it back. So yeah, it's, as far as, it would be nice if they could go over buildings, right? Like if you had a situation like this where it could go over things a little more smoothly, and then, yeah, I guess if you were planning it out ahead of time, but the fact that you can't plant a pole in an area this big is sort of a weakness. Now, I understand that's like sort of the normal game mechanic, but I think they need to like lighten up on that normal game mechanic so that you could plant a pole right here. You know, like that would really have just made the whole thing a lot easier. The awkwardness, like in other words, when you're putting an electrical pole in, it doesn't zone out an area this big that you have to have for the base of it, you know? So I think that would be the improvement I think you could make, where it just wouldn't, if the ground wasn't perfectly flat. That was, see, this is what I'll show you. Like, this is what I mean. Like, it shouldn't, that pole shouldn't be taking up like that much area to be able to go in here. Does that make sense? It's not a regular building with a foundation. And I understand what they're doing. They're doing it like they do the other buildings, I think. As opposed to doing it, like if I want to put... Oh, didn't we cut off electric? Yeah. Let's uncut off the electric before I forget. Again, an opinion. We'll do this, and then I'll... Again, because we'll just cheat it in. We have a little bit of extra money. And we'll let them come and build those things. Alright, so we'll plan on getting this going with busing, just because I don't think it's that. What I was going to show you is, like, if I want to put up in a large electrical pole, this is the way they should make it, right? Right? Like, that pole can go in fine right there, you know, and if we wanted to. It should almost, I think those should almost go to some degree anywhere like this. You know, anywhere an electrical pole should go. I think they should sort of follow that rule of thumb as opposed to the rule of thumb of a regular building when it comes to the placement. Would greatly improve the usefulness of that. Yep, thank you, Antonio. I did remember, as you see. Curse of the cable cars. Yeah, well, it's... Yeah. You know what we can do? I think we can assign more rail construction. Let's keep this moving forward. Yeah, he went this way, so that part's good done. So once we get into here, we can start sending 2 of them into here. And then, is there anything else? No, we want to get this built just so they can, when they do get around there, they can... Yeah, these guys are getting low on constructions anyway. All right. Let's shrink him down. We'll go look for something for these 2 to do. Get them building this. What else can they do? Yeah, so we've got all of this done, but we don't have our railroad tracks. Now, do we have power? Yeah, we got power right there, so good. Good, so we'll need our railroad tracks in there. This footpath we're not going to be able to get to unless we build another one over to it, so we'll just buy that one. Just because if it's not attached to a road, you can't build them. There, so we got our little secondary fabric going. All right, and then so now I guess the next big thing. Let's go for something we think we'll be successful at after the last adventure. Now, do we try to do a cable car over here? Do we have our vote? You know, now that we're not doing it over there, we'll just again. And just so you guys know, we have all the buses in from last time. So I don't know if I said that or not, but I'm thinking we just put a gravel road somehow. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. That's right, we weren't working over here. Put my wireframe on to see. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a mess. Yeah, good. We got an excavator back. Now we could just do the little short thing. This shouldn't be too much leveling there. And because this will now become call it a fire access road, we'll make that, you know, we might as well, by the same logic, make that gravel too. Especially now that they're built. Like one of the reasons I make those dirt over to here so that we can build the power right away. Not that we need it that fast, but... So having built that, do we try to get a train all the way around here? We could tuck this road in tighter and then bring the train through here. And we might even want to just... Yeah, see that power line is right there. I don't really want to break that into 2 projects. But yeah, we would definitely need to move that power line. Well, let's put the stations in first and just see. Which really means we actually probably want to start here. Yeah, see, 250 over to that one means... means we either have a station like down here, which could get people to these 2. All right, and then if we had a station back here, it could get really just for this one more than anybody. I mean, at some point we could come down this way. Yeah, that might not be too far if we had it like right where this hump is right there. And they would be able to get to both of these. Yeah, that would really be it. If we could get one in, unfortunately, like all the way around the front. And then one all the way around the back. That could get to both of those. Let's see, can we... Yeah, good. Now we have 2 bulldozers from somewhere. Yeah, I think, yeah, the electrical pole thing is definitely it as far as that goes. Yeah, this is kind of a lot of leveling. At least it's not stone. Now, do we... I think I might not worry about my looping around like I've been doing. I mean, there's no reason we couldn't level out more of this. I don't want to level too far this way because it'll just make the hill steeper coming in. And we'll have to get... Yeah, this is a factory connection right there, so we can't bring them down this way. They have to come around this side of it to get over to the auto factory. All right, let's just see what it looks like and give me your guys' opinion. You know, if we were right there, and it seems to be that they count the entrances if it's that close. It's like the actual walking distance. So yeah, so in other words, it's not really all the way over to here. It's more like just this distance to get to there. And then same thing with this one. It's not like to the center here where this marker is. It's like to here and then over. All right, and then do we... So we would get people to this one, and then we have this one and this one. And we're not really going to be able to put one back here because we would have to go all the way around here because this is more of the cargo paths, the factory connections. But if we were here, I'm wondering if it is worth going around this way. Right? If we were here... Yeah, oh, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna have to connect up to this road, so they're gonna have to come down this road over and then into whatever, because either that or we're gonna have to build a bridge for them to get in there, because all of their people connections. Sorry. What is that? Okay, it's funny that when you turn on the tool here, it opens up the connection for the... See, the walkways are all in the... Like, there's no way in or out of here other than by a bridge because of this factory connection. So we have to go in the front door there, the driveway. So that definitely means we're going to want our train station, like, over here, because I think otherwise we're going to get real quickly too far away. But then I'm wondering, you know, with the fact that this is so far around this way, do we just try to come around this way with the track and have it somehow branch off and go which way? And we just might have to... I'm thinking we get rid of this road. Even a little closer if I can. Yeah. Right, I think I can go right underneath of that pipe. Not that we couldn't move it. Right, and then we can get rid of this bit once they build that bit. Yeah, because it will go all the way around eventually, but just not right now. So I'd rather keep the construction going. We can always pop... We're not going to be building this railroad track in the next 10 minutes anyway. So then... Yeah, and I'm not worried about too much with the cross traffic because it won't affect our people. It'll more affect our... Yeah, I think we'll... Let's see if that's enough room. Keep it a little far away so that trains sitting in here don't cause traffic jams. All right, and then we would have footpath. What's there? Okay, you're just not liking me. Oop, thought I had it. Right, that should be close enough on that side, and then because they act like mountain goats, right, they can do that. And then as far as this one's concerned, I don't want to mess up that construction project. It's already small enough. So as far as that one goes, we would do something like this, and then we would need to get one. Yeah, I don't want to mess up. We'll just let them pave this road here, but we'll have it come up this way, and then somehow over to this one too. Like, does that make sense? And then we'll have to get the track. So if we're going to build this, I think what we need to do is get rid of this electrical at this point. We'll just have to redo it. Hopefully we'll remember. All right, it's just over to here to this, to this substation. Sure, we'll remember when things don't work. And then yeah, we're gonna have to, we'll be able to squeeze right up through there, but because the road will still be right here. Now we could cut the road in even tighter, but I'm not sure if that's a huge benefit. And now we're kind of running into the side of the hill pretty strongly there. Let's see, can we... The road's fighting us. We need a free excavator. Okay. Seems to be a pretty common theme. Alright, so can we bulldoze at least? Yeah, I guess we're going to have to sit here and do this the slow way. Or do we just come back to this when we could do the, when the construction calms down a little bit? Yeah, because we could definitely get it up there. Yeah, I want to just road level that, and I think we can, just to be on the safe side of road leveling, I'll push this over just a little bit more. Yeah, see, the problem is it'll only level this way to a certain amount. And it wants to do like a bigger area than I wanted to. So the road leveling may or may not actually be more powerful as far as the pounds of material that it's taking out. But yeah, I think we should at the very least suspend that construction there. Yeah, now can we get... See, I'm thinking we see about getting a train station in as close as we can to this town. Alright, probably should get rid of this road for now. Because otherwise I don't think we're going to get the track sloped up there. Just do a little extra this way. I think that's enough room for us to get footpaths in and out of there at the very least. And I'm not going to be able to road level again, am I? Or even railroad level. Yeah. But I would come, like, just right across here. Yeah, do we just cross? Yeah, we could just cross. This is just really an access road for the fire company. Yeah, so you know what? We can start working on that again. I'm not going to build a bridge there. And then once this road gets built, we could bring it in around there. Does that sound? What do you guys think of all of that? And then we were going to give these guys some work and kind of forgot. Did they get the road bridge done? Yes. Oh, so you auto found it. I bet you didn't. Okay, yeah. I accidentally clicked on the railroad track there. Yeah, so we'll have these guys keep plugging away at that, and then let's commit to our footpaths. And then this... Yeah, let's take a look at this while we have a minute. Yeah, I don't think I would build a bridge there either. And they really don't need to go up this way, so like this railroad track could come out. Alright, and then this one will be, let's just do a marker in a sense. Well, and do we even just keep them separate? Well, no, because we're going to want... Like with a waypoint, we could just have like 2 trains. Right, is that... Yeah, that's sort of in line with that. We'll just have to get to the point we have an excavator. What do you guys think? Alright, well, we'll plan on that. Let's go see how the rest of the world is doing with our population. So we have still no plus 21s. That's a rare commodity around here. And people are happy here. Yeah, not too many people over here. We could move more. Let's see, how are we doing here? Yeah, a little bit, not so much hospital, but they have a hospital pretty close. I don't worry too much about the hospitals. Yeah, not a ton of people, but at least they're happy people. Yeah, no kindergarten. Well, you know what? Just stay home with your kids. It's probably better for your kids in the long run to have a parent in the house anyway. But otherwise, people seem pretty happy over here. Do we have any... Yeah, we're sort of kind of full up over here. How are we doing on our clothing? One guy's working. And... I mean, our trains are flowing okay. Is it just a matter of we don't have enough people? You would think, yeah, village train platform, village train platform. Village bus platform. Unspecified. Well, let's take some of the unspecifieds and move them a little closer to... Save. To the other side of town. That way we don't end up with plus 21s. Right? How about you guys? Okay, well, you know what? We got 2 brand new shiny kindergartens over here. Why don't you move to the other side of town? Right? I don't know. Will they move that far if they get to be plus 21? They very well, they should. You'd think they would move that far. Now, how are we doing over here? Not enough cinema. They don't get much church from our... We still have our little church. Do people visit it? It's a sad little church. I guess they don't visit it if they get enough of the other stuff. Yeah, now these people have alcohol. And they're getting... Well, okay, so this one's not full yet. I was gonna say, quite a few of them are full. It might just be... Yeah, this one's unspecified. Maybe we'll take a few of them and get sort of in anticipation of building this up. All right, just to make sure we're spreading them out, growing them as fast as we can. And then we'll wait for that road to get done, and then hopefully we'll get a bulldozer in here at some point. Though he is auto search, we may have to take him off of auto search to get one back. Now, how are you doing? You're on auto search too. Yeah, just roads galore. Now, they kind of call everything a road, I noticed. And then I guess I closed these two, but I'm thinking maybe we start giving them some more stuff as far as like this pipeline goes. Now that we got the roads done. Alright, we'll assign this guy the opposite direction. I'm not sure. It looks like somebody's already working on that one. Alright, and that'll use up a bunch of steel. And so, what do you guys want to do next? Anything in particular screaming out to you that we need to get done, like on a bit of a priority basis? I'm thinking of maybe we start firing those, get our wood production going and get our, get some buses in here and start moving them in to get people up to, we'll get a quarry going. We can take a look at our finances real quick. I always kind of tend to like to look at last month. Yeah, plus 255 minus that. So what are we still importing? Some of these things we bought, I'm sure, like on auto construction. Yeah, we're not making our own electrical components. So our big expense was chemicals. Yeah, because we're not making our own chemicals for the... You know what? We could bring chemicals back and forth there, couldn't we? Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. That's fabric. Yeah, you know what? That might have been that's probably what I was thinking, is that this would be a chemical train. So we'd have a chemical train and a corn train coming to here. I think earlier in the stream I said that it was going to be another corn train, but no, I think it should be chemicals. And this construction office is done, isn't it? Yep, that wasn't much of an assignment. So now, you know what, I'm going to take... Well, no, because if I take my chances, they're going to stop down here. Well, you know what? I could do this. Let's go and assign 2. And then we're going to babysit them a little bit. In the sense of... I'm going to get rid of this signal for a second. Let them both in. He's got a question mark, but he'll figure it out. There you go. Good job, buddy. Yeah, that I forgot completely at last week. But yeah, it makes sense. We could bring chemicals into here, and then we'll stop buying chemicals, which would be good, or at least as many. Now, we should be good to go if I put this signal back up. I'm assuming, and... Oh, I didn't want to change the signal. So I'm assuming what's going to happen, and you know what happens when you assume, that these guys will get in here and start building, get past these, and then once they're past these, we just have to make sure... Yeah, see, the problem once you start a signaling, you have to kind of keep it going. All right, so like in other words, we're going to have a signal here. And here. All right, otherwise they're just going to sit there. Now we could just sort of let them be weighty, if you know what I mean. Like they just would sort of sit there and wait. I don't want to necessarily put a signal right here because it's going to mess up our road. This might even mess up the road too. Yeah, we'll just go with that. That should let them get in there a little bit further and, you know, kind of keep going. It's just sometimes doing the rail construction like I do is just a bit cumbersome. They're not overly smart. But that should get us going. Good. We're almost paved up to here as far as these roads are concerned. And yeah, good. We're working on this one. Nice. All right. So I'm not seeing a huge screaming as to what we should do next. So I think I'd like to see about getting this going. Do we have? Yeah, we have plenty of fuel here and power. We just don't have workers. And I think I was planning on. Well, we could just take workers straight to there. Okay, the workers can come right here. Yeah. Right? Yep. So we can get a bus going to here, and let's see, where else would you go to? Yeah, you would get to the lumber mill, but then I'm thinking that's a road cargo station. You're not going to get to... Now, we could just have a bus coming into here, right? Rather than worrying about it? Yeah, because you're not going to walk all the way to that. Maybe we'll do that, or at least we'll try it. I assume they can get into the bus can get into the wood. Now, that might be well, can the bus go to the road cargo station and let people out? Because otherwise what happens is this kind of gets jammy. Yeah, we might have to put another bus stop up here, but let's just try it for an experiment. Now, do we have a road vehicle depot? It would be kind of smart to put one up this way, wouldn't it? It's not like we don't have the open space. Yeah, let's do that for future considerations. Right, where would be good? We could just, well, that's getting close to the... I want to kind of stay out of the way of other things. Right, something like this. Just give them a gravel road. So that way in the future I don't have to come down here. Oh, but look, we got buses. Now I kind of want... So we're gonna... Let's shrink these two. I guess I'm not even so sure that we need 2 buses going to the lumber, but there's 4 buses that we have. And this one will hold 82. Like, in other words, we need 2 to go to this lumber, I'm sure. Yeah, what were you guys doing before? I don't know. I hope it was nothing important. All right, so we have... Do we have something... Why do we have a road cargo station there? Well, that's a bus platform. Sorry. Looks like a cart road. No, it doesn't. All right, never mind. All right, so we have 0 workers on there for the moment, but yeah, they could come in here, but they can't come in there. Well, let's see if this actually kind of works. And we'll get that guy started on it, and then we need to come in here and buy some vehicles. And I'm going to go with my theory of faster is always better. And there is no such thing as faster, so how about carries more? Yeah, this guy carries 9, 12. Yeah, so we'll get 2 of those going. And then, so that'll be wood. Now, eventually wood, as dumb as it is going to be driven from here to here. But at this point, I just want it to be driven over to here. Which means we need to go see if we have an extra open haul. No. But we can purchase one. Let's buy a few. And then we'll get a few dumpers. A couple dumpers. Alright, let's leave this open for a second. Alright, because in a minute we're going to do the other thing. So, your job is going to be go from here to here, load wood, and you can wait on both sides, unload wood over here. Alright, so that should, you know, for starters, be enough wood. And then this one I'm thinking we take from here. Yeah, we could almost use... Yeah, why don't you go to there and unload, and then... I'm thinking maybe we could start using this one. We don't... We'll just have them going in a loop. Alright, so this guy's going to take lumber basically down to here and drop it off. And then... Yeah, you're only 67% full, but we can hold another bunch of board. So we'll take this off of purchase in a minute. And then... that'll at least be a start to getting some lumber flowing. And we'll just ramp it up as we see success. Now, we don't have any people coming into here yet, but that's why we had these two buses open, which will end up back to back in moments. Yeah, let's get rid of these two, and then... Yeah, I guess we should just go to the same bus stop here. Right, and then now we're going to need to get, let's do this and that. All right, and then we'll just let this guy get a good chunk of the way up there, and then we'll start the other one. And that leaves one more bus. But then the other thing I need to do, because I think I had this... Where are we at? We're in the wrong city. We need to get this one. Yeah, number of workers. Why aren't you getting any workers over here? Let's assign these people. Because I guess you just don't have that many to begin with. But we'll just get a trickle in there. And if we have to go get more people, we will. This guy, is he well on his way? I want to let him get about halfway into what his route would be, so close enough. Alright, so those two guys are going on their merry way, and that should get people. Let's, for now, this needs, what do we say? This doesn't need that many. But let's sawmill. What does the sawmill need? 20. Yeah, so this needs 15. Well, they both don't need many. As a matter of fact, this, well, we'll leave we'll leave it alone, because I'd rather, even if it's a waste, have a couple extra people go into the gravel, because that's a little bit more useful than the lumber necessarily. And then yeah, so then we need to buy the one excavator that we can buy. And then for now, we'll just put 2 trucks on here. Quarried stone. Yeah, I don't think they should necessarily wait or anything. Well, I think they can just go. And actually, this is the dumper here. All right, so we should be able to start making some stone in a moment. We'll see. Hello, Radomir. Welcome. Yeah, I did off the rails. By the way, I did see your video on the forklifts. So thank you for that. Definitely gives me a better picture of what to expect with this. It looks like the one, at least in theory, could do two different ones. I don't know how well. As long as you didn't have a huge demand, I think it looks like you could split up to kind of back and forth with a couple routes. So we'll see. We'll play with this a bit. I guess we could always modify it a bit if we thought we could handle two, like as opposed to this. But if nothing else, it does make it, like I saw the way you were connecting all these together, and it's nice that we can at least do this as an option, right? Like where it's longer. Now the other thing is, I guess we have to get fuel in here, so we'll have to worry about that. Now why did we go to? Oh, was that what I've been? I guess when we had our little, when I had my little glitch, the crash, and that was a game crash, by the way, for those of you who were here when it crashed. That was when I was deleting those things. It just crashed on me, and then I have this thing that pops up and says, I can no longer find the game. Do you want to cancel it? And I hit yes instead of no, but then it just hung my whole software up for live streaming, and I know better than to hit yes, but I did anyway. All right, so anyway, here we are. So we're making good progress. Still can't really get in here. Now, do we have an excavator sitting here? No, just a bulldozer. Yeah, excavators. Yeah, like in other words, can I do my? If I can, I may just pause it. Yes. Okay. We're just going to pause it for the sake of getting this done. All right, and then same thing. Yeah, well, let's just finish up the. Yeah, I'm wondering if we couldn't just do we really need to do like switching back and forth, or could we just do like one train this way and then one train up to this way? All right, so now, yeah, this road isn't done yet, but that's okay. We can at least get the leveling that we think we need done to be able to get this railroad track around here. No. What? There you go. Now we're almost home free with that big hump. And then we come in here and clean this up a bit. Right, and then yeah, this isn't too bad here either. Once you have the road leveling going, but all right, so let's play time again, and then we can at least put in the railroads that we think we can. Now, if we're going with trams, these will all have to be electrical, huh? And then, Yeah, I'm wondering about this. Do we really... Do I just do something like that? Yeah, then we'll have to get around there. Let's see, will we be able to... Okay, well, guess what? The road will bow to the railroad. Yeah, now you're going to give me this fight, huh? Well, we might not even... We might have to go all the way back to there. No, I saw green. Yeah, there you go. We're going to go until... A little awkward, but that works. Right, and then whenever they get this done, we'll tighten that up. And then these will all have to be electric track, and then we also have to get these things constructed, which is sort of another whole problem if we're going to actually do the manual construction. I guess we can go with a temporary line all the way around the back from over here. It looks like I could just squeeze it without too much. Really? Come on. Yeah, we were talking about this last night, how this game, it's goofy in the way that it does this. Like, there's no reason for it to be that difficult at that point. Like, it won't self-level itself to be right. You know, like it should. There we go. And then what we'll do, because it doesn't really matter, right? And so that way they can get in here once they've constructed enough of this rail to get around there. Plus, we're also going to have to get, unless we want to build a depot up there, we're going to have to get the vehicles in there. So this isn't necessarily a bad thing. And that does kind of complete a loop all the way around it, like we were talking about. But it's not, you know, there would be a lot more to try to get that. But anyway, we could kind of duplicate that if we felt we wanted to bring people from this side of town. And just so you know, I was sort of leaning towards this side of town because, you know, we're going to have a polluter over here. I see a question mark. Like, in other words, this will be polluting a bit over here. So I think it's sort of better. And, you know, we might have some pollution up in this way. So I'm thinking if we're going to expand the town, I think we're better off going a little bit more this way if we really need more people. Hello, Robert. How you doing? Yes, you made it. You're late, but you made it. And there's nothing wrong with late. As you said, late is better than never. So welcome. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and Hanukkah or whatever other holidays. Kwanzaa, is that the other one? I think that's the three that, and then I guess when they say happy, usually in the old days, I always thought of happy holidays as Christmas and New Year's. But I'm sure it counts for everybody. We're inclusivity days these days in life, aren't we? All right, so there we go. So I think we got a lot more of that done. What else do we need to do besides make sure people are assigned to construction? Why do I have this open? What were you doing? This was just another bus. Yeah, because he's not really assigned to anywhere I'd want him to go. All right, now what are you doing? Oh, I cut you off. Okay. So we'll at least free that up. But I think what happened was when this started, he's probably assigned to like do this road or something. That's usually why that happens. And then I guess we can clean. I think we just do the same thing here. You know, we might not be able to get away with just one. I don't even know that we really need both of these tracks. It's kind of a shame that we're going to have to do this right where that road is, but I want to make sure I leave enough for, right, and then, yeah, so I'm thinking we just try one tram or train there, and then same thing. Well, this is a little bit further. We might start out with two to come here. But this is just an awful short back and forth. So that's where I'm thinking, like, if we should make this two-way. Which means if we don't have a loop around here, this is going to become a fairly trafficy mess of trains pulling in here. Do we want to take advantage of two stops? And if we did, we'd have to do like a crisscross. But maybe we assign with a, you know, like we'll have signaling here and here, and we can use those as waypoints. These can be chains. Well, this will be in, so these could be chains, and then this would just be like a normal signal back out. Well, I guess these should be chains too at that point, right? All right, so then that way they're chain signaled in. When one of these is free, they'll come back out. And then what we can do is say, well, if you're this stop, we could just have them, I don't know if it matters, but we can direct each train to one side or the other to try to make sure they're not holding each other up too much. And then I don't know how many people we're even going to get here. Speaking of which, I guess we're going to have to construct this at some point. And in order to do so, we probably need a road and or footpaths. And if nothing else, we probably need a road. Now, can we come down here? Sometimes you can. Nah, it's a little bit too close. Yeah, let's do. Yeah, you know, I'm going to do a little leveling just for the sake of making it look half decent anyway. And then we probably need to think about getting rid of some of this road, which I kind of hate because it's, for whatever reason, I built the fancy road there. I want to sort of, yeah, you're just not. I just want to bring that. And then I'll use this tool. It should actually make it all the same level. I think we'll be able to get, I guess this is in town, we'll do a paved road. And I don't think this needs to be a walking road, as long as we can get our footpaths in. And footpaths. That was nice. Yeah, we really don't need that school attached. You attached now. What? Building in the way, right? Right, and then don't know if this would make much difference, but do we do that? Okay, we can't attach there. Yeah, let's just get rid of this road. I don't think we... Ooh, I almost made a mistake there. Yeah, okay. That's a bit of overkill. But I definitely want them to be able to get here. Now, you're going to be able to get through here? Oh, look at that. Yeah, let's overkill the heck out of it. Could probably even do that, but we'll just leave it go. Alright, but that way we can... I just really want to give them the best chance. Now, speaking of the best chance, can we go through... Like, if the best chance for these people from the other side to get there would be... Okay. I went too far, but you see what I'm saying? Like, they'll have a much better chance of getting to the train station. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because that's the only path... And then otherwise they'd come around this way, or they'd come around this way. Right? That cut down the walk that this guy would have quite a bit and give him a much better chance of getting there. We'll see what happens. There we go. Plenty more footpaths to build. Okay. Any little tweaks that you guys are seeing? Power. We need to make sure. Do we have power? Yeah, there we go. We got it right next door. And let's go check on our wood. Okay, well, we have wood here. And we have a truck with wood here. And we've got one person. Where's our lumber trucks? Or do we just have one? Are you not waiting? Nah, you really should wait. Yeah, I don't want you to wait there or there, but yeah, wait for a full load. Oh, you know what? Is that the vehicle I had opened and I completely forgot? But there we go. So now how much wood do we have? Or lumber? Oh yeah, look, we're full of lumber. Nice. All right, well, let's stop buying lumber. And we'll talk about distributing it a little bit better. Now, what do we have here for fullness? We're pretty full, but yeah, I think I would 43 tons of wood. We really don't use that much, so let's just stop purchasing that. That's the only thing we're buying, right? Yeah. So, you know, he should stop by there, drop off some. We probably want to get another lumber truck coming over to here. Stop purchasing this. There should be. Let's see. There we go. Look, we got a bus load of them. One. But the good news is I guess if we, yeah, I guess these trucks are parking here, not in this in and out place. But I know that this is a mess if you don't have a road cargo station, or at least it used to be. So yeah, not too many, but we're sort of backed up for the moment anyhow, so that's sort of fine with me, right? Let's open this guy up and then kind of come over here. We'll get another truck. Oh, we'll get like another 2 open hauls. Right, and then let's see, this one. All right, and why don't we start him? So he'll also there'll be 2 trucks bringing lumber over to here. I'm not waiting. I don't know if that's going to be the best thing. I really probably could wait in here, but I don't want to deprive this one. But how many vehicles do we have coming into here? 4 already, see? But then we don't have any waiting here, right? No. Yeah. None of them are waiting, though, right? One of them is this, or two of them are these open hauls. So what I'm thinking of is, do we just put like one of these? Do we have them running back and forth? Yeah, I guess it's better to have them running back and forth. And then maybe just one of these we could put on weight. But don't go to here. Go to here. And wait. So that the one will always run back and forth, and then the other one won't. And we take that off, right? So he'll come in here and wait with a load of wood. That way we don't have too much running back and forth. And the other guy, this one, will make sure that we're always getting something dropped off the air tripple, whatever that's called. This one will only do it. So he may just sit here and wait quite a while, and then we would run out of wood at the other stop. But having these two trucks, and we're not really doing any construction anyplace else, but I'm thinking we would start just having them go through a loop of dropping stuff off at the different other places. All right, so wait, you want to come? Yeah, this one. Load up on lumber, and then you can go to there and unload the lumber. All right, if we need to ramp this up further, we will, but in the meantime, we can... Yeah, this guy just doesn't even have lumber at this point. But other places will need it. Yeah, this doesn't have lumber. Yeah, we don't have any other rail construction over this way, and I'm thinking that we just have them after he drops off some there. And what do we have for vehicles in here? And we already have 4. Does he just come over here? And unload whatever he can there. That's the only place we would have wood. So let's, again, we're not doing any construction over here anyway, but he'll fill this guy up, and then he'll... Yeah, this one's sort of already full, so we'll bring him into this one. All right. And is there any other place? No, it's one of the benefits to keeping it simple. All right, so we'll get that guy started on like a loop around, just distributing wherever we think. And if there's some place I missed, let me know if you guys remember. But I think that will have wood to most of the places we would use it. Now, we're not purchasing it here anymore. No, good. Yeah, so we should see... Well, we don't really use that much wood anyway, but this year... Imports, you know, 18,000. And you can see, look, we haven't even... I don't know how many months that represents, if it's a whole year or just this year, I guess. So it's... You know, in the middle of the summer, we use some wood on a few things. So hopefully we'll cut that down, but I don't think it'll hurt. A little bit of waste with those trucks not just constantly driving around, because I have a feeling a couple of them are just going to be driving around full all the time. And then as soon as we need it, it won't be big enough of a supply anyway. So it sort of seems to be the way it goes. Why don't you work on this? Yeah, let's go check our other construction guys over here. Are they... Uh-oh, we're slacking. This guy found a road someplace to work on, but... That's good. That means we must be done many more of these. Yeah, look at that. Our oil is coming right along. We didn't do the electrical over there again, did we? Yeah, we need to get a road to this. Right, that one's done. Done. What is that? Another little electrical hiding out there. I guess we had to have power for these pumps. Alright, so now let's... Now, making a lot of these roads gravel, not because we need them, but it's going to help with the fire company. This one, however, I don't think is really going to make almost any difference in the world. Now, where did that electrical go to? Oh, over to here. Okay. I see. I was thinking it came up to this, but... So this one I'm just going to make a dirt road because... Yeah, that's looping all over the place. Because it's so close to the firehouse. I don't think we really... The fire truck will either get here or it won't. Speaking of which, I think we did... Oh, no, he's not quite done yet. There we go. So we can get up to this, and that means we can get some more of this electrical assigned. Which will be good if we want the fire station to function well. Yeah, I think we got... Oh, look, firehouse is 99% done. Yeah, so somebody's just doing pipelines. They're not doing... Just fine. They don't seem to be doing the other stuff. Alright, that's enough. That'll take them a little while. Alright, how are we doing? I guess we could commit to that road, huh? That would have been smart. There we go. And this guy should auto-find the road. Same thing with this one. Yeah, sometimes just having these guys auto-build the roads is the way I tend to like to go. There we go. We got this done. Good. Just because it, you know, that I don't usually have such a particular order that I would want the roads worked on. It's sometimes more the buildings that seem to be, you know, where I'd like to, you know, prioritize getting certain buildings built at times. All right, so let's okay, let's just go there, there, and hope we can get 2 railroad tracks right through this. Seems like it. Yeah, it's... I kind of messed that up a little bit, but the game's kind of funny with where it won't find the right answer. See how, like, when I tried to just do that before, it didn't find the right answer, but then it did. All right, get rid of some extra nodes. Nice. All right, so now I guess we could commit to that. What do you guys think? That'll be, you know, people coming out of here to the 2 different stations. Like I said, I think we'll start out with 1 tram to here. Do you guys think that should be a pretty, going back to Transport Fever 2, pretty frequent, you know, good frequency, low minutes, where this will be like twice as many minutes. So maybe we'll try 2 trams on this one. And I'm hoping we don't get too much traffic. I guess in the future we could separate this out, right? Like there's no reason you couldn't build 4 tracks through here if you really wanted to pump the people out. I don't know how worried about it I am. I'd like to get a good steady flow of people, but I'm not sure that we need to get it to the maximum here every shift. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, so how are we doing on our lumber? Drock a huge nuke bomb. Okay. Okay, now we're not getting so much wood. We don't have any workers. Let's see how we're doing with 4 workers. Overly impressive, right? Look, we got gravel. Now is gravel getting... Yeah, gravel's... Can we go in here to get gravel? I guess we could. Like, it would have probably been a little bit smart to build a storage, wouldn't it? I guess we could just go in here and get the gravel. So let's see about saving some trips. Right? Like, anybody who's coming to here is certainly a candidate to come to here and load gravel. Alright, will you do that? Now the problem with that is that it's going to cause traffic in here. And it really would have probably been smart to have some kind of a gravel storage. I think it's too big to get one. We don't need a big one, we just need a little one. Storages. I think I can get to it from here. Alright, would you... Yeah, you know what, if that road doesn't have to go exactly that way, does it? I mean, it is up a hill pretty high, but... Yeah, I don't know if that would work or not. Let's see, can I get this road to go? Yeah. Right, and I think I'm just gonna let's just purchase that for the sake of getting her done, and then we're gonna go this way. All right, and then come on, have a bulldozer. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna level some extra sometimes, just so it doesn't fight you on the placement quite as much, like with those extra red dots that it puts around it. So we gotta go. Ah, come on, come on. It's the wrong way. Of course it's the wrong way. Oh, and it's really kind of the wrong way, isn't it? It might, actually it's kind of not with the road. The road's, yeah, there you go. And I'll give this, all right, give this some paved action. There, and then you should certainly be, everybody else is powered up over here. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. That'll save, because it's already one of the big weaknesses of this is that there's not enough. Yeah, are you able to get stone? Yeah. See, the problem is if we did want to ramp this up, like you want steady quarried stone trucks like in here 100%. You want the next one waiting, you know, like every minute of the day type thing. So it would be better if we had this where they can come and pick the stuff up. Probably could have just, if this didn't fit, just done a like an unloading thing or a loading, you know, truck loading thing, but this kind of serves the same purpose at that point. Good. Little tiny improvements in the world, right? It's all you can do sometimes in life. Make your own little tiny improvements. Good. So I think we need to look at why we don't have so many people. Yeah, well, we got 11 workers waiting. Yeah, so I think it's just, yeah, we probably need another bus. And it's going to be hard to work out the timing of these buses, but that's, we do, I was just sort of holding off to see. We're not really exporting that much wood either. I don't know, do we really need another bus? If we got a whole pile of wood there, and what are you doing? You're just sitting there with wood. Yeah, you know what, let's just, we don't really ever use that much wood, so And it's not like it's really worth exporting the stuff either. So let me just cool my jets and say, all right, we don't have enough workers, but we kind of do because, look, here comes this guy back full of wood, right? Back and forth. Yeah, see, I really don't like that. But that's why I didn't put both of them on back and forth. I didn't necessarily want to stop him right here either. Yeah, you know what I think I'm going to do? This will almost certainly cause a problem in the future, but I'm just going to take him off of that one and put him, not going to the small storage, but this other one will only try to drop off at that other one, right? Because we only have... Well, we do. Okay, one of them is this one, or is it? No, it isn't. All right, will this be the 5th vehicle? No, this one was already... Okay. All right, village construction office. Why would you be going to the village construction office? Did I just click on that? No, this would be the 5th vehicle. So what else is coming in here? Prefab panels. We got 2 prefab panels. And a lumber. And this guy. And more prefab panels. Alright. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because we're dragging them from around the world. Let's... Yeah, I think we just need to... I need to come up with a plan, don't I? Let's... Before this guy starts driving all over the Lord's creation to drop off stuff. Yeah, we're going to just... That's going to cause a traffic jam. This is why I'm hemming and hawing, because we're going to cause a traffic jam if I have them waiting here. I could have them just wait in here. Let's do that. All right, I'm making a bigger deal out of it than I need to. Getting too fiddly, too micromanagey. Oh, what do we do here? Oh, we need to get them working. Yeah, see now... Yeah, that guy went and worked the wrong way in a sense. Let's send this guy out first, because he should clear the light, and then we'll send this one. Now, we don't have a traffic jam, do we? No. Yeah, see, when this other guy comes out of here, he's going to force this guy to wait here, but then he'll clear that light and get into this zone, and then the next guy can come up. They should be able to work fairly well side by side for a lot of it anyway. All right, any thoughts on what we need to do next? I think we're really just in building mode to a large extent. Let's pop over the statistics while I get a drink real quick. Yeah, so we're up. We gained another 300 people. Still no escapes. No plus 21s. And we probably, you know, you could argue that we could use more people coming to here, but as long as we have enough wood for now, I'm happy. And same thing with the gravel. We'll get this gravel thing built. I can see they already auto-searched that out. And what are you guys doing? Lots. Well, the problem with exporting mechanical components is the steel. And we're using the steel at a prodigious rate as a general statement. So, like, yeah, we're, you know, in some ways we're not doing too bad. But, like, in other words, I don't necessarily want to do that if... And it's, in some ways, it's a waste of workers, I agree, but it's, you know, too hard to try to micromanage all of them. Let's see how we do with this. But otherwise, yes, we will get on that. We should even talk about like a train that can get up to like an export system that we don't have to have the mechanical components being driven all the way there. Maybe we can work on that, like, you know, because it's been bothering me. How do we get a train in here? I mean, we could come down this way. Okay, I don't really want to mess with our passenger loop. See, this is like a passenger line here that drops people off this way. Now, we could always cut down on the train itself and how many it carries. Yeah, now how are we doing on steel over here? We're doing well on steel. I guess it's because we're still working on a lot of these roads. Yeah, let's just get this part done, and then we'll do that. But in the meantime, we can, because we also have to, we're going to need a lot of steel for like this, like 230. Right, so is this one attached by road? Oh, it's all the way over here. So say to me, we're going to have a pretty big rush on steel in a little bit. And I'd rather not, like, just for the sake of a little bit more money that we don't necessarily need at this second. Like, if we needed money real bad, that's even a better idea. Now, what are you doing? Yeah, so let's talk about how we would get some of this stuff out of the world. Like lumber, for example. Like, it would be good to get the lumber, if we have excess lumber, get it onto a train that we could just send a train all the way up there to, right? So what I was looking at and thinking about is trying to get from this track without messing up this passenger line. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. Right, I mean, we could try to come through here, but that's, you know, sort of, but then I'm also thinking, well, we could come over this way a lot more easily and get a bridge over here. And then maybe we just put like a railroad station kind of thing here. I don't think we're going to expand this town. I mean, if we did, we could kind of expand up into the hill here. Right, it'll be a little bit more around the university if we ever decided we needed more people over here. Or we could just put the train station a little bit further out. How does that sound? What do you guys think? Because this just seems like, I mean, we could try to come this way, but then the road is right there. We are bringing things over. Oh, look, we can get another cistern going. Why don't we do that while we're thinking about it and I'm waiting for your answer. All right, let's... This guy has fuel in him. Not much, but... I know this is kind of a waste until we get... Oh, this guy might not have power. Look at that in a second. Yeah, did you... No, no power. Of course not. Yeah, let's stop purchase. Alright, that's fine that he doesn't have any fuel, but that was a waste of money if you saw what I just did. Alright, let's cut into here. Yeah, because we really... Do we even have power? Well, we have this, which will pick up a lot of things, but I'm thinking we should just probably put a power thing in, maybe off of this road right here, just for the sake of... They're not that expensive, and... Yeah, I'm thinking we would do it... I want to kind of be closer to this than not. Yeah, maybe we do it like this. Alright, and then we'll... come up, say, this way. And then... real quickly try to put in a medium voltage switch. we don't cut off anybody else's power too much. And I guess we should get this guy a dirt road in case he decides to burn down. There we go. Which means we can also... this guy doesn't need this fancy road. All right. What do you think? Reasonable? All right, let's, why don't we get these two? These two are just sort of too far away to really... Asphalt plant can't produce asphalt. Well, that's not good. All right, they can work on that. You guys can help with some of this stuff. Yeah, you can start doing some more buildings. That should keep you... That's where we'll have that rush on steel. So we'll once we get past, you know, getting a lot of the steel dropped off here, we can talk about exporting those things. And then a warehouse for food. Yeah, the problem with the warehouse for food is where would I put it? You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely correct, and it won't fit in there. Like, I don't really necessarily want to destroy the food. I mean, we could put, you know, like just a warehouse over here, if that's what you're thinking. It would do that, right? It's not going to be perfect, and then just have like one truck. If we did it sort of like this, we might even be able to bring a food train in, right? Yeah, I mean, we could... It might block this road would be the only problem. Yeah, maybe I didn't really see that road too well when I was... Oh, crashed again. Alright, this time I'm going to hit the right button. Okay. Let's, fire the game back up. I have no idea if you guys can hear me or not. There you go. There's the starting screen. So we're going to have to go back. I don't know when the last autosave was. Get back in here. Yeah, that's the second game crash when I was deleting something. Okay, so we're back to this point. Let's purchase that. Purchase that. What else did we do? Well, we were signing some constructions. But then, yeah, so let's go open up these guys. Oops, did I click the same one twice? This one. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. A little modded one. Do I have the little modded one? Let's see. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let me just redo some of this. Oh, that was not attached. I kind of knew that even as I was clicking on it. All right. Okay. Then we'll just get this guy to do sort of the same thing in a bit of reverse. Right, and then let's see if I have the little modded one. Yeah, see, I don't even think a little modded one would fit there, but we're gonna... Small barn. Yeah, see, I don't have the little modded... We can hold off until next time if you want, or I could put this here, just bring the... Like, we'd have 1 or 2 trucks dropping off into here. Especially if I can keep it far enough off the road that I don't cause a traffic jam. Alright, we would go this way. Yeah, I think that would be far enough off the road. It's a little bit further back, so I would hope that if the train was sitting in there, it wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't cause a problem, but then we could... What are you doing there, buddy? Yeah, maybe have like this come... Yeah, I don't really want you to do that. Let's try this one first. Yeah, it's sort of doing a goofy... Yeah, maybe we have this one come... Yeah, that's not liking that. It's sort of snapping there, and it's like I don't want it to... Well, I guess I could do this. Right. We would just have like one train that could either take food someplace else and or... Oh. Right, does that make sense? And then this is all sort of just construction mess anyway. Like if construction ever slowed down, we could delete, like this whole track, the purpose was just to not have to buy new construction cranes so that they can get in and out of here. Right, and then this would be the normal track, but it's, I don't think it's that big a deal to have one train come off into here, and then these guys should be auto-finding roads, so good. They'll get that road built, and then we'll... Is that a fair compromise, considering I don't have the small one now? Yeah, I don't know how much benefit there really is to the small one, other than if we do ramp up the amount of food we have. Sure, it would definitely help, but it's not like, you know, like I said, when we get this done, I think that'll help a lot. If we'll just kind of keep enough trucks that we can keep this full. I find the warehouses are certainly useful as a buffer, but at the same time, it's not always useful. It's like, once you fill this up, there goes your buffer, and you're still no more efficient than you were. And if you're not making enough, it's like if you're making too much food, the biggest thing with the buffer is if you're taking something out by train, like, right, if we're going to export this food, then it gives us time to keep making food while the train travels. Otherwise, you just have a smaller buffer for sending food around the map. If that makes... Does that make sense? Like, in other words, if you're making more food and you're not exporting it, then you're going to run into the same issue again in the future. Like, it's just, you're going to have a bigger buffer, you know, at that point. So this, putting in the warehouse, in other words, in my opinion, only really makes sense if we're going to start exporting the food, which is fine, because that's what I was just talking about, right? Like, getting to where we could export stuff if we have some extra stuff, and it won't hurt, you know. I don't necessarily think it's going to make us that much more efficient, in other words, in distributing food to our people, right? Because it seems like the trucks are just running in and out as fast as they can as it is. And are we even importing any food at that point? Last month, imports. Yeah, we are. Someplace. 0.95. Some places. But that's, I don't think that's the fault of the bakery or the not having a warehouse. I think that's the distribution issue at that point. Now, yeah, I probably should have... Yeah, if we're going to have a truck going back and forth, it really would also make sense... I think to have a road cargo station, wouldn't it? And of course it won't fit there. Yeah, they changed the road cargo station. It's nicer in some ways, but I think it's kind of takes up more room in others. Yeah, that's sort of a... Yeah, that was... Yeah, as a matter of fact... Yeah, can we get a... Yeah, so we're using... This is the road connection. Where are we at? Yeah, see, this is just in the wrong spot. You know, if we move it or something, then we could get a road cargo would sort of make this. But if you look, we really need to talk about getting another. We're actually doing really well with the warehouse, and look, they're running steady. Trucks are coming back and forth, and you know, we would have to figure out where we're not distributing it. And yeah, I think the problem, in other words, the problem I see is that if we have trucks running back and forth and we have trucks coming in here, there's only one parking space in this warehouse. So I see that as part of my problem there. Okay, so the bulldozing thing is now crashing. Well, it's not the end of the world. It's a little bit annoying, but I guess we'll have to live with it until they fix it. So I think we're good with that. Yeah, I'm really not liking my little warehouse there, to be honest with you. Putting it over here, we're not going to really, like I said, I think the big advantage to that, we could talk about it being over here. Do we have... What is our auto? Yeah. I mean, if we put it over here, it's a little bit further drive, but then we would have the room to put a... We'd have the room to put a road cargo station. We want to be up... I don't want to be too far off the height of the railroad there. Let's, even though we built that quite quickly. All right, let's not crash. Bulldoze tool. And we didn't crash. All right, let's use the more careful tool for this. All right, so now get rid of that node. Yeah, so let's go back to storages. Right, kind of would want... Yeah, it's sort of like that because I think... I need a free excavator? Okay. Well, let's just go like a ½ centimeter further this way then. Alright, and then we kind of do the same thing with our railroad track. Except this time we'll be able to get a... Yeah, we definitely want a bit of a lead in, I think. Like to get across that track. Not try to just dive right over there. Because I think if the train's stuck out, it's going to cause more issues. And this is going to be a bit of a mess. Oh, stop that. Alright. I think we'll have to come around to here and then... What do you think? Is that better? Or at least, I mean, I know it's not perfect. And then this. What? Right. And then that road kind of auto attached, and then we. You're not going to go out that way, so. Really? Alright, so then we could have trucks come into either place if we want to export to the rest of the civilization, which is really not bad when you think about it, because all of these trucks are heading this way anyhow. So it's you know, the fuel it takes to drive it over to here will be saved because the guys distributing to the rest of the world don't have to drive as far. So that's, you know, I think that's pretty reasonable. All right, and then those guys will get right on it for us. Is that, what do you think, Antonio? Is that an improvement? All right, Xavier, have a nice evening. I hope I caught you there. Sometimes I know it takes me a little while to read those things. Read the chats. Let's see. Are you still busy? Only one. Yeah, so you must be done. Yeah, get to work on that. Good. He's plugging away all the way down to there, which is good because then he won't really interfere with this guy when he's in this too much. They should be able to pass each other quite well. Now, are you... Yeah, and then... Did we reassign this? Let's get that going, just so that truck can get back to work. Sometimes when the construction offices don't have any people in them, they sort of start looking like... or any trucks in them, they start looking like road depots. There we go. We got many things happening. Many things. Now, how are we doing on lumber? I think so. Yeah, it's an improvement. I mean, it's, you know, like I said, we were really doing quite well. If you look, I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really weren't backing up very often as far as wasting. Just, I think maybe by chance, of course, as things grow. And the other thing would be, where are we buying food? Oh, this one dipped down pretty low, didn't it? Man, they have a depot. What do we have as far as vehicles? Yeah, I could see where this one... Man, we don't have that many vehicles coming in here either, do we? Now, let's get another covered haul going back and forth. And even if we end up switching it... See, and that's what I'm saying, too. Like, if we have the food sitting right here, it's a little bit closer to get to this guy, right? It's not a... You know, it's sort of making it all more efficient in a way, like... Where it's certainly not hurting the efficiency overly much, I don't think. Even if it's not really helping, like, as far as their trip time goes. Like, but I think it will, to some degree, help, because if nothing else... If we get to that point, we could export it if we find that we're getting a lot. And that'll be good. Alright, so let's purchase another covered haul. And... let's copy this to there. Right. Yeah, it definitely seemed like it would be nice too if they would tell you the history of where you're purchasing. Oh, look, our wattage is... What's our wattage doing? How is this side of the world doing? It's been a little while. Well, certainly that wouldn't be our problem, I don't think. How's our oil doing? We have no bitumen. But see, yeah, I love this balancing thing. I need to do that on the other map, where this is keeping these guys full. Look, we're building up on fuel, but we got our fuel train. Look, there he comes right back within. You see what I'm saying? Like we're keeping this running max efficiency. If we really started making even more for some reason, you could always put more trains on here if you had to. Might want a bigger incoming staging area if you did that, but now this works perfect. I like that. Of all the systems, that one's as good as any other we have. All right, so yeah, so do you guys have an opinion about building a train depot kind of set up here where we could start? Like, what I would do is we're going to have mechanical components going from here. We might just sort of centralize that, right? Bring them over. Maybe that, yeah, that would be an argument towards, yeah, well, the fabric could go out. Uh-oh. Sorry, distracted. Fabric could go out possibly this way, right? Depends on, that we do have an extra fabric thing down there. Yeah, so why did you, oh, probably... Yeah, will that cause problems for anybody else? I don't know that it will. Yeah, because really what I would like to do is just see if we can't just do this. Like, running the construction with no signaling is definitely the way to go. Because even if they conflict, you know, we might have just canceled a construction project by doing that. But, right, even if they conflict, then they just bounce off of each other, so to speak, and then get reset back to the cargo station. So, no, we didn't cancel them. All right, so like in other words, even if this guy's returning and he's bumping into the other one, it's just a little less efficient as opposed to jammed up completely. Now, what are you doing? Are you waiting for? Okay, the other guy was already out there. I don't know what happened there. Maybe the other guy was heading back. I don't know why they got jammed up, because this one made it out there. I'm confused. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, they're working. Oh, look, we got our trucks going here. Yeah, so I'm wondering what would be the best place to put a train that would export the mechanical components. Steel, we could export the steel right from here. Some of the fabric, at least, we could export from here. Yeah, but see, this isn't for fabric, this is for chemicals. And we would have a hard time picking up the chemicals from here. Yeah, and this fabric at this point, unless we drove it to some place, do you see what I mean? Like, really would probably be pretty difficult. We would have to get a train track into here, which would be kind of hard, I think. We could probably swing it out, but considering we have another fabric down here, would we be better off just, you know, having extra fabric brought over to a depot? And this seems pretty centralized, to come into this area as a general statement. And I'm starting to think that maybe we'd even have like 2 stops, which might make sense, because maybe you have like a warehouse train here and then another train that would pick up things like the mechanical components. Maybe we just put it like in this area. Yeah, the mech could be, but it's awful far too. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. It would still be cheaper to do it by train but yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, as opposed to like the lumber, which just really wouldn't even be worth probably driving it up there. But I think, you know, if we were going to do a train track to just do, you know, to just take the excess stuff away, I'm thinking like this central kind of area here would be nice. I'm sort of starting to point to this because, you know, our lumber's already coming to here, and then we'll have this road bringing the mechanical components by, and then it would be a little bit close for, we could decide what we wanted to do with, well, I don't think we'd ever export the plastics, but we'd have electrical components, or this is electronics, I think, and electrical components, electronics. All right, so that could be a reasonably big benefit at that point, to be able to take some of those things over to here. And then, like I said, I think it's just getting a little bit too busy in this area. Now, we could talk about trying to squeeze it up some other way, but, you know, because we would be driving back to here. Yeah, I mean, we could go up over the hill and come back down. Or do we come around this way and cut through? Because it sort of looks a lot flatter, at least without it's not flat, but it's certainly going to be easy to put a railroad track. A little bit of a slope here, but I don't think there's any reason we couldn't, you know, just come right across here. Is there any advantage to coming over this way? I mean, it's certainly not, like, if you look at it from like the sky, it's going to be a big C shape, right? You know, you're kind of coming all the way down into here and around, where you really have to go over to this point. Now, the other thing we could talk about is exporting over to here. Right, we do have an export point. We just have to get past that mountain, and then we'd be in this kind of flat area here. Be able to just come right across here. Kind of liking that. That would certainly be a lot shorter. Doesn't really matter. They're both Soviet ports or Soviet terminals. What do you guys think? Any particular thoughts on it, or? Well, I want to build something. It's not, but I don't. I'm thinking about the export of anything excess, not just the mechanical components. Like, in other words, I'm thinking about the export of the lumber, thinking about the export of electrical components and, Congo lines of trucks. And I don't know that it's. I mean, we really could probably make a fair number of them if we ramp this up. Now, we don't have that much for steel. That was there. See, look, we have no steel now. Just so there, like, that's what I was sort of worried about. What are we doing here? Yeah, we're down on steel. We haven't run out, but I kind of knew that was coming when it came to this, so I didn't want to export those for that reason at this moment. But yeah, well, I mean, I think rail is just so much more efficient too when it comes to these long distance hauls, right? We're gonna have to worry about all kinds of things like gas stations, and the train will just make it up there and back with one tank of gas, I bet. Yeah, you know what? I'm even kind of liking the fact, I mean, we could come right off of this track. I mean, it's kind of a little bit awkward right in here, but most of this is just like for construction purposes, kind of. I mean, it would be nicer to come off over here, but then is there any reason we couldn't just build... Like, I didn't plan on too many trains going on here, but we could just double track this, like, say, after that fuel thing, and just have them come in right here, and then we'd build a depot that we could service by trucks and just put the stuff on a train. We could have like a little series of warehouses and or open storages. Heck, we could even maybe get rid of these eventually and just use that for construction purposes at some point too. It's kind of like a central hub. Yeah, Happy New Year, Steve. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we could tunnel right through there, right? Like come out down over here, and that would be pointing. Where is that hub? Let's see, that one's not a railroad hub. We'd have to get this one. Are you saying like tunnel over here? Tunnels just take forever and a day. That's the only problem I have, especially with the auto construction. To try to, but we could do it. I mean, maybe what do you think that we sort of avoid this hill? Because I could come right up over here where, like we're kind of up against the mountain a bit right there, but we could come over here like this. Let's just start seeing. All right, I don't know if that attached. Yeah, that's attached. Really? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really like going across that, does it? Oh, come on. All right, if we sort of just double track this whole thing, yeah, that's really an awkward looking thing I did there. Let's put on the wireframe, get our smoothie tool out, make it look a little bit more decent. All right, and then this guy would come there. Keep in mind this is mostly just for construction purposes, and then we come down here to some point where we thought we could get across this with a little bit of ease. Is that attached? Can't really see. Come on, turn right. Yeah. Really? Too steep. Can we go? I can't even see what I'm doing. So I know if some of you are on. Yeah, I think we need to kind of. What are you doing? Oh, we need an excavator. Yeah, I guess that's the problem, isn't it? Well, let's see. Can we? I think I just made it worse because I made that dip. Yeah, let's see. Can we come right up here? Yeah. Yeah, let's. Oh, you know what? That is going to be a problem. We're going to be able to get the whole way there. Take that back a bit. Yeah. Okay, so this is the problem. Yeah, there's a little tiny hump there. Don't do that. All right, well, we made it that far. And this is a pretty smooth plane. Now let's see. Now that we kind of have an idea where we're coming out on that side, yeah, can we do? Well, I think we can get up to here. Yeah. You know what? I remember that being annoying a long time ago. All right. Cut down on the distance of the tunnel a little bit. Maybe we come out like right there, or we could probably come out like right here. Let's see what that looks like. If you guys can see, I can't. All right, what's it look like? Not real great unless we can level, huh? I think I brought it a little bit too far to the rough stuff. Okay. Well, we don't want the tunnel above the... That is attached, right? Yeah. Now my question's going to be, yeah, where are we heading to? Yeah, getting up over this is going to be... I can straighten this out a bit if we get it. Yeah, that's what I was the most worried about, was right there. All right, because I think we'll make it down. Oop, no, stop. Avoid that little hill. There's a hill right here. All right, how does that look? Yeah, I think it might be, that's awful red right here where this is like yellow and orange. All right, we avoided that little bit of red there just by notch. And then I'm thinking maybe we just do one tunnel, right? As opposed to trying to do two. And then we, we're going to need, we'll do like this. All right, just so we can stage a train or two. Oh, you didn't like that? Angle too sharp. Okay. Okay, you don't like this right here, huh? A little bit weird. All right, like we bring it up to here, and then at least we can leave enough room that we can get a signal in there, I hope. Can we? Yeah. All right, so we at least have one train like sitting in here ready to get, I don't think we're going to have like 10 tons of trains, but that way, trains can pass in the night. And then we could double track this at a certain point. Like just coming out of here. And then we just have a single through the mountain. Save us a lot of time and effort. Because they're going to have to haul. Like this would be like a massive train construction project like we had before. And again, if nothing else, we just had fun drawing on the map, right? Oop, did I miss? No. Yeah, now that services all of that, but then I guess we could... Yeah, this is really not the best. We could still bring a train in here, but I guess anything that's on this side of the town for now could get exported to the other place, and then things that were here could get exported to this place. What do you guys think? And I think at that point, if we were going to do that, I think it's well worth building a depot. Probably even relatively where we can get the supplies from here. What do you guys think of that? Please make this stream like 4 hours. Yeah, it's 3 hours gets awful long for me at times as it is how to do it. I mean, it's just a long time to sit here and do this, like for me anyway. Like it's not like I do it every day and I'm used to it. And it gets to be my dinner time. I try to do it as late in the afternoon my time so that some people maybe on the West Coast or other time zones could do it, and obviously early enough for you guys if anybody's in Europe. And but I definitely appreciate wanting more at that point, There we go. So we have, what do you guys think? Does anybody like that? Dislike it? Like I said, it's could be kind of like a future project. I guess we should consider if we could construct, like, is this going to be enough fuel for them to get there and back? If they pick up fuel here, you would hope. I know somebody's going to end up out there. We would probably need a depot and a rail construction. I don't know that I'd want to count on just these guys working on it. I guess then again, they're not that far away, are they? They could come in here and... Yeah, we'd have to... Yeah, maybe we just go with our one that we have. Yeah, they can't really quite loop around the way I did it and get back into this. So I would have to get them to be able to build it like this. All right, so now they could build this part. They can loop around here. Yeah, they can loop around this way. And they can come back in and build this. So I would need just to build this little section here. Like I would need another thing like that so they could build this other part, and then they could build those as far as they wanted to, and then I would have like another one that would say come up to here, right? And then from that point on they could come in here and go whichever way and come back out. I should be able to put a signal right there. Right, so we could signal this so that they could each go up one track and start working, and then hopefully not have too many conflicts. All right, so that would let us manually, or you know, with the Grail Construction Office, construct all of that. Well, Radomir, you seem to come at the end. You know, like, not the end today, but you know, yeah. No, I can appreciate that. Like I said, it's. We'll see what happens. I have to reevaluate, and like at the end of the last stream, talked about Kappa. I don't want to get into it all again. Go watch the end of the last stream. I'm really kind of curious to see what happens, the effect that it has on YouTube, and go from there as far as like any commitments to anymore, because. Like I said, to make it really brief, I'm just afraid how YouTube's going to react to the whole situation, and are they going to start considering any gaming channel children's content and start like cutting off the, you know, that you guys could do comments? Like, what if they cut off the comments for the live stream because it's a video game? And Dennis and I were talking about it a bit last night, and it's. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with it, but it's just, and I'm not worried from like my financial perspective, but a lot of the fun of this is your guys' comments and, you know, and just the whole 9 yards there. It's not just putting up the videos. It's getting your guys' feedback and help. You know, like I've gotten a lot of help on the Transport Fever 2, and I've enjoyed that. And, you know, doing the live streams because you guys are there. You know, I appreciate the participation. That's why I try to say that so often. And if you guys can't participate, then, you know, I don't know. It would lose at least a certain amount of interest for me. So, but we'll see. Yeah, the central hub, I think, would be kind of like over here. Oh, you're saying build it over here. Well, what I'm thinking of is the truck driving, too. I don't want to cut those truck drivers out, you know. Truck drivers need work too, Steve. Steve is a truck driver, so, or has been in his life anyway. He's partial to truck drivers. Let's put it that way. So what I was thinking of is you know, in some ways I don't care if the train goes a little bit extra far, and I want the train to go past this fuel station because I don't really have a plan at this point for. We could maybe build another construction office out here and build another fuel station further along, but I'd have to build a road all the way out there. And I'm hoping that this is enough fuel for them to get the whole way up there and back, which it certainly should be. I mean, heck, the trucks went darn near that far, so I think the trains, as long as they don't do something stupid like drive right past it on a third of a tank and then get stuck up there. But once they find their rhythm, I don't think they should have a problem. Now, when you say new track, I guess it's all kind of new track over here. But I'm thinking of, like, in other words, I'm thinking of close to the road where it won't be that big a deal to, like, have the mechanical components guy swing by here, drop his mechanical components off. I guess they're going to go in here or something like that. Yeah, it better be. Well, this is probably... We need another... Oh, there it is. This is probably... Yeah, this is probably where the mechanical components would come in. So in other words, they would drop off their mechanical components. Now, this is fabric. What is this? Oh, okay, I think maybe just the road cargo station. So in other words, we could have them swing by here, make sure nobody needs mechanical components, and then when they're returning from wherever, they might be dropping them off like to here, and then when they get done their route, they would just swing into here, drop the stuff off, and then head back here. So that whatever ended up here was meant that all the other places were at least full at the moment. And if this one needed a special truck just to sit here, we could always do that too. So how is our steel doing? Yep, see 0. But we're doing pretty well here, and we're doing pretty well here. So I won't even commit to this. We'll come back to this because we are running out of time in the stream, because I am going to end it at 5. Even if I decide to go 4 hours next week, I'm going to end it here just because I get hungry. It's, you know, not this minute, but by the time I go 15 minutes over and you know, get everything shut down, it's, you know, it's dinner time at that point. So I won't do anything more with that, but I forget what I was even going to say. What was I going to say? We need to be able to construct this. Oh, yeah, construction office here. So what do you guys think of that thought that I kind of want to keep it a little more central? And Steve, I don't know exactly what you mean by new track unless you mean this white track. And then my fear with that is that it's just sort of getting far away from the trucks. Right? Like I'd like to make it a little more convenient. Like the lumber truck's already coming down to here and driving back and forth. The mechanical components are coming this way. We do need to get steel over here too. So steel trucks or something's going to have to come over here. So maybe it would be good to just have a steel central hub supply where the trucks could come in. Maybe we move all our, well, say it's kind of hard in this game to balance what you export versus what you use locally. You have to drop it off to like a local supply and then send it to the external supply. Yeah, you know, 4 hours is just a long time sitting there talking, and I don't know, it works for me. It's been working out pretty well. Sometimes it even gets like a little bit long, like 2 hours in. Like it sort of depends on, you know, your life. Like you know, if I'm tired or whatever else is going on in my life, it certainly affects how long you can go, right? If somebody kept you up till 1 a.m. talking last night, you know, you're a little less well rested than if you went to bed at 11, kind of thing. So good, we got more. Oh, look, we can start working on our, yeah, so we'll assign some of this stuff. I guess we can do this. Yeah, look at that. We got all these roads. Oh, doesn't connect. Really? What do you mean doesn't connect? There's a road right there. Yeah, that's weird. All right, let's see if we can't. I'm just going to buy this. Oop, game save. Yeah, let's just do this. Yeah, you know what? I think it looks a little tiny bit different there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, now how are we going to... Well, they're constructing this one and they're constructing this one. Are they not going to be able to construct those two? We're just going to do this one like in the reverse order. And let's get our... Oh, we forgot our power. By we, of course, I mean me, but I guess I can blame it on you guys too, right? Antonio's usually my reminder. He picks up on... Eagle Eye Antonio picks up on all the stuff. He has a mind for this game for sure. There we go. All right, so now we have that. That power. All right, I think I assigned a lot of things. we'll see how they do. Okay, this one, he's done that section of railroad. Yeah, see, the problem, you know what I think I did the last time with those trains colliding is that this guy is just heading back from having, like I was right on top of it like I should be. So if I send another one out, because we have 4 of them in here, if I send another, wherever we're going, sorry, over here, if I send another one of the 4 out, they're gonna bump into that guy on his way back. Where's the other one? Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody else is on the track. Yeah, let's just cancel. Yeah, see, that guy's to the point now we could send another one out, most likely. Yeah, I don't know why that guy was... Yeah, let's have you work on that one, and you can work on this one. Is there a signal there? Just a little... Oh, that's right, because I put that in. I thought there might have been a signal because I had such a short piece, but it's... I jammed that in earlier. Good. There we go. All right, now how is our lumber doing? Let's just spend the last 5 minutes or so answering any of your last minute questions. We'll take a look at our finances maybe, and we'll... So we're waiting... Now this guy's waiting with wood. This is full. This is full. Now eventually we'll start using a little bit more of the lumber for the real purpose of this is to put wood into the chemicals, but again, great, we're making our lumber. We seem to be, you know, full of lumber. so our lumber trucks are probably pointlessly driving back and forth at this point, but that's good. Like without even having any, you know, we really don't have that many people working here, but I think that's a good thing in the long run because they won't drain away the people. And it looks like, oh yeah, we have to get this done. Let's assign this guy. Oh look, he's done. He's done all the roads that he can reach. Well, why don't we get you doing the roads that you can't reach? Man, he's on... Well, why won't... Oh, this is... Okay. Yeah, see, kind of strange. Like, you would think he would reach those roads, but then we can get him doing more of this kind of stuff. Go on. Trying to get that little... Yeah, I think we already did that one. Is there no... Yeah, what are you? So you are an oil rig with no pipe. Right? That would work. I guess I just missed that one. Right, why don't we already assigned you? Yeah, and you can do this one. Yeah, I think we got that. And then we have this one. What are you? You must be... Oh, you're finding all kinds of roads. Source of workers is empty. What is your source of workers? Yeah, you're going to here. Are we having... Clicked right through. Yeah, we're not having people problems. Yeah, let's take a quick look at our finances. Economy this year. It's only May. Yeah, plus 1.7. Yeah, we're up to 13 million. So we're doing quite well. We're exporting a little bit of steel, a little bit of prefabs from fuel. Probably, yeah, that's like one steel truck going back and forth, I think. But this is our big money winners here. Actually, the steel is no joke either. For 400,000, and I don't think it's... I think that might just... We're not exporting it by train, so... I don't know why we're exporting steel, but... we probably would be better off at that point if you guys remind me next week with the mechanical components would be better to do, I think, than the steel. I'm not sure 100% on the pricing on all that versus the work, but yeah, how about last year? Yeah, a lot of fuel, 2 million in fuel. Yeah, steel, $1 million. That's no joke. The little bit of steel we're exporting, and then we've only got like 1 million in expenses. What's our big electronics? And we're working on building an electronics factory, which I really don't think we even need for the automotive, right? There's really none of the automobiles, and I'm sure that might change with an update, but they don't really seem to use, there's our electronics assembly hall completed. They don't really seem to use much of those electronics, so most of that will be for our people and their consumption. Yeah, alcohol, that's just the one town buying that much alcohol. Chemicals. And other than that, just nitpicking things, which hopefully we'll get to work on. Why are we buying asphalt? Well, it's probably when I've finished roads and stuff. Same thing, hopefully we won't buy any more boards ever again. Definitely, why are we buying cement? Cement we shouldn't necessarily be buying unless we don't have good cement to, like, say here. It's not even on purchase there. I'm not sure where we would be buying cement so regularly. Like, you don't really buy cement when where the heck would we be buying cement? I don't know. We might have to think about it next week. Like, 'cause we're really not coming here for... we are saying buy it there. I really don't know why we would... Yeah, let's just do that, because if it causes a problem, I'm okay with that. That would really be the only other place we would buy cement. Oh, prefab panel factory, but that... Yeah, that's getting its cement from the cement plant that's right here. And if this guy doesn't have a cement truck, it's because he only... Well, he does have 2 parking spaces. It's the asphalt one's the problem. So did I just never put a cement truck on there? Probably. Alright, well maybe we'll fix that next week. I'm not too worried about it because we're really not, at this moment, doing much construction anywhere near here. Christmas was nice. It was, I got to visit some family that they came from out of town, to cousins, and I got to visit with them. And other than that, pretty standard Christmas. As an adult, it's not quite as exciting, but it's fun to see my 6-year-old age range nephews and nieces, their characters around Christmas time, So it's fun to see them. I don't get to see them overly often. I mean, I see them throughout the year, but it's nice to see how excited they get over Christmas and presents and all that kind of stuff. So, and just, it was good. I hope yours was as well. Hope everybody's well, Think of the viewers. Dennis, I'm reading your comment like I think too far out of when I'm remembering what you said. Yeah, well, people have different tastes. Some people might like 4 hours. Other people would like 2. Though I always, try to find a bit of a middle ground, but it also has to work for me as well. And I don't know if that's what you were even talking about, but I'm going to kind of assume that. Yes, Antonio, the commissar for tiny details. That would definitely work. He can certainly pick them out. Certainly. Just no doubt. During the live stream and he's been very helpful to pick up a lot of details as we've played over the months. So, all right. Well, I'm going to pause it and let's start saying Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. And unfortunately, I see that the number of people watching is at a peak. So I'm sorry for those of you who just joined us. in the not too distant past, but I'm going to call it quits like I do around 5 o'clock each week. 5 o'clock Eastern time, that is. And, we will be back again. I don't see any reason why we won't be for next week. No specific plans. But look, we're getting built into here. We're really next week, I think we're going to be, we'll probably be firing up cars at that point. Or automobiles. I mean, we're going to get pretty close to where I'm going to call it an end to this map, because the goal for this map will just be to get the vast majority self-sufficient, and then we'll move on to something else. I've already got a regular series that's 200 and some things long. I don't need to make this one's already. If you think about it, this one's 20. This will be like 26th episode, and though it was like a little bit of a hodgepodge in the beginning, so you're talking quite a few hours just on us doing this. So, I like to keep it a little bit more fresh. And the problem with this game is you could just spend, this is 75 hours, right? In theory, 3 hours a pop, over 75 hours, one way or the other working on the map. Like I said, we sort of had some, I don't want to say false starts, but we sort of restarted again in the beginning. But in any event, you get the idea. Like, it just takes a long time to get this developed into your city. But just that's part of the fun, right? You can sit there and relax and save it, come back to it the next day or whenever you get back to it. And sometimes it's a few days before I get back into it, but it's kind of fun to sit there and, kind of remember everything you were doing a few days ago, because there's just so many little details and so many things to try to get right. And just even from your guys' comments, you can tell, there's just so many different ways to do things. You see how I tried to keep talking while I was doing that, but I'm just not that skilled. There we go. Let's get this assigned so we can get our new train tracks in there and get our food thing going maybe. And that way I won't forget in a week. But yeah, that sort of happens to me every week with this particular map, because it'll be, I really rarely open it up in between, not unless you guys leave a comment about something and I'm curious and want to, if you say go do this, I'll take a look at it before I respond to you. But a lot of times I just don't even open it up before next Saturday. So I have to kind of think about everything that was going on and just all the little stuff. But look, we got a road around here. Yeah, we're making great progress. I think we're gonna be firing a bunch of things up over here next week. Let me know what you think. Yep, Happy New Year's, everybody. And thank you guys. I started out really at the beginning of the year not even making videos, I don't think, if I'm remembering right. And I said, you know what, this game's enough fun. I want to make a few videos on it. And it's been consistent, over 100 people a day watching, and that's more than enough to keep me making videos for you guys. If it was 10 people at some point, I might have said, well, it's just not enough in a sense. But and again, there's no real quantity. I'm not getting paid, but it's just sort of when I know enough of you are enjoying it, and it's just definitely on those times that you're just busy in life. It's kept me going over this past year as far as making the content. So thank you for all your help and advice and likes and subs. And I guess I will do a live stream and kind of talk to you guys next year. Yep, see you off the rails. Thank you for the videos. I'm interested to get this forklift thing going. Now I got a much better idea what to do. So I appreciate that. All right, guys. I hope you have a good day. I'll leave it run for a few minutes so people can make a last comment. But if you don't have any questions in particular, I am going to here. Let's do my normal saving thing. LS after. Oop. Oh, I got caps lock on? No, it doesn't say caps lock on. That's weird. My keyboard literally didn't say caps lock on for some weird reason. All right, anyway. Live stream after 26. So there we go. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Happy New Year. I hope you had a good good Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever else, Kwanzaa, whatever other holidays are around this time, and Happy New Year. Take care. Bye-bye.